All right, heart-stopping motorcycle moments. Okay, so we got some crashes there. We got a little bit of anger there. We have another crash there. Up and over, almost. Here we go.
Today we are going
Here we go.
to start with a situation.
Great lane filtering, but look at that view. Look at that.
Last moment without giving this rider much
Looks
of a
amazing.
chance to
People are
react.
letting people. Oh, whoa, we were. Dutch motorcycle madness. I don't think I've seen him crash yet. That was a jerk move. How you doing, Acer? How you doing, Acer? Let's take a look at this one. So this is a great. Look at that line of sight. Oof, looks amazing. We got an escape path straight ahead. If we had to, we can escape by acceleration. We can see pretty far. Space cushions to the left and right are pretty decent, even for lane filtering and
Last
splitting.
moment without giving this rider
But then
much
this
of a
person
chance to
last
react.
moment decides to do that. Now, why? I mean, everyone, it's gonna be hard to pick this out, especially when you're lane filtering. There's a lot of stuff going on, so this is gonna be a high risk maneuver and situation. Is that person didn't like that spot because that lane was going slower? That's the reason why, and it sucks because if that's the reason why you crash and get, injured, maybe even life-altering injury, is because somebody didn't like their lane because it was slower. That's a terrible thing to have to process and understand of why maybe your right leg isn't working anymore. But that's a risk that we're taking when we're riding motorcycles. So how do we hopefully mitigate and prevent that? Wear full gear, as a smart rider, acquire and use personal protective equipment. But watch out for these brake lights. You see brake lights, and then you see open spots. Always cover those front brakes. We're in orange stage. Cover those front brakes. Find your escape paths if you have to. Try to stop in time with a space cushion. Don't go so fast that you can't stop. Lots of different things, but at the end of the day, hopefully we mitigate our injuries. So you applied the brakes instead of slamming super hard into it. That's the best you could have done. That's the best you could have done.
Yeah.
And that's fine. He's able to walk away from it, right? Let's play some gratitude here. Let's go ahead and be happy that we're still alive. Now this one, very lucky. So good job applying the brakes, but now we're kind of getting pissed off and acting like an idiot. Okay, so here we go. We're coming up to here, kind of the same situation, right? Instead of lane filtering, we're speeding around, but we get cut off because that lane is going slower. The person wanted to switch over, couldn't see us as the rider because we're going super fast. So we get up to here, and we're having to apply some progressive braking so that we don't, get slammed into the wall. We have to slow down so that we can get behind him again. And once we felt safe, right, we started rev bombing. No, let's not rev bomb. Let's go ahead and keep reducing our speed so we're way behind, so we have a better space cushion behind this person, and let them in. Simple as that. We can accelerate past. The dude's driving a truck, we're riding a motorcycle. We're having a better day. So we're coming up to here, and we're going to get pissed off and hit the mirror. Very childish. Very childish. All right, old man upset I filtered, then almost hits me. See, that's kind of dumb for people to be like that. Now, if it's legal to filter, you're definitely in the right. I mean, you have at least another thing to say, hey, I'm in the right. But if it's not, I mean, now you're both kind of doing the wrong thing. At least that's how I view it. So you don't have to filter, especially if it's nice out. I don't filter if it's nice out. I filter when it's fun and when it's hot out. But I don't need to have fun all the time. I just don't want to sweat all the time. I sweat all the time, especially in the summer. Anyways, here we go. Side of the vehicle. No slowing. Did not slow down one bit. So it's intersection. You got the side of the vehicle right here. We're supposed to be in orange stage. Can't even see because we have terrible line of sight. Can't see much. I didn't hear a single roll off the throttle, engine braking. I didn't hear any change in the RPMs. I didn't see any reaching for that front brake. I don't know if that was the case or not, but I didn't see any change in speed. When you have something like this, not this was different, but when you have something like this, just roll out the throttle. You're going to get some engine braking, allow that person to go through even more because they already started, right? They already started. Let them go through even more, and you're going to have a bigger gap between you and that person when you finally get to that intersection, and it's going to be less of a stressor. So if we're going to be doing this, and I only say this because of that, first idiot today. Are we talking about ourselves? I don't know. Let's see what happens here on the second idiot of the day. Okay, so that one I can see. Oh, but we didn't do a good job ourselves. So that person,
You good? Yeah, you. Yeah, me too.
Sorry. Okay?
Yeah, you okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at this one. Let's see how we're riding. 'Cause remember, we get only what we can control, right? Let's see how we're riding. Okay, we're riding pretty fine. It's okay. Are we going too fast for the area? Maybe. I don't know what speed he is, but let's just say he's going speed limit. That person shouldn't have done that. So we saw it happening. You hear the RPMs go down a little bit, so he's rolling off the throttle. Are we squeezing that front brake for some good progressive braking? I would hope so, but it doesn't look like we did. Doesn't look like we did. At least, well, it did look like we did. It did look like we did some progressive braking, but we didn't have our handlebars straight and then put our feet down just in case. We got a little panicked. So we started with the red stage and we moved into the brown stage where we panicked just a little bit at the end. Okay, it's understandable. All right, we're both, it's a good lesson. That person shouldn't have done it in the car. It shows us we should practice a little bit more. And then maybe we could do it better in this situation. Okay, so not too bad.
Okay.
Second view
Yeah,
through,
okay?
much better.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, let's see. Hopefully no real damage to the bike. Handlebars are probably twisted a little bit because once it hits the ground, it can twist it a little bit. All right, Rider Joshua. Oh, we got some sharp left turn coming up.
On the bike for 2 weeks and that it was his first 1000cc bike.
Ooh,
Unfortunately, it was an unlucky day when the rider made
crest of the hill. You saw the squiggle lines on the sign. Yep. Trying to keep up with our buddy. First 1000cc bike. Very easy to accelerate with that throttle. It's also easier to apply some brakes. So usually they have, oh no. They usually have some really good Brembo brakes. Oh. It's pretty sad when you see like a really nice, expensive, oh, up and over. Up and over. All right, let's take a look at this. So we got some context here. First 1000cc bike, look at that. 30 miles an hour recommended. Our buddy's way ahead. Probably a little bit better rider because he's probably been on a 1000cc bike a little bit longer. Let's take a look though. So for a beginner rider, I saw that right away. All right, sharp right, sharp left turn, 30 miles per hour recommended. On a motorcycle, it's much easier to go like even 40 or 50 on these recommended, but in cars, it's definitely recommended doing that. But I like to see those things and be like, huh, it's going to be different than what the current road speed limit is recommending. It's now recommending caution-wise, right? Orange sign, orange, that maybe we should slow it down just a little bit. Let me go ahead and put that in my mind and keep a little bit in the tank for me. So then we got pedestrians possibly or hikers. Okay.
the bike here.
So our buddy's way up there, and this is why we talk on our Cardo Pack Talk edges and bolds, free comms. They have a great lineup. Links in the description for that. I think it's 20% off if you use that link. It's an affiliate link. It helps out. But that's what I use. You could talk to each other. So 40 miles an hour, recommended 30. So it's recommending 10 mile an hour drop. Not a big deal. So here's that sharp turn. We can't see around it.
And that it was his first 1000cc bike.
First 1000cc bike. And now we have another little squiggle sign, 30 recommended. So it seems like this area is pretty interesting. It's like, huh, maybe we should take it a little easier. He's on Race Pro. Come on, man. It's your first time. So there's the crest of the hill. You can't see what's around that corner, but let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we're doing here. We're going 70 miles an hour. 70 in a recommended 30. Okay. 70 in a 40. Okay. It's your first time on a 1000cc bike. So the acceleration is real easy to do. And braking is going to be a little bit harder because you're not used to that fast acceleration. Crest of the hill, sign says there's going to be turns coming up. So after the crest of the hill, you notice that, hey, or you should know that, hey, there's going to be some turns. So when I can't see the turns coming up because of the crest of the hill, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to slow down. So I know there's turns coming up because I saw the sign, but where's the turn? Is it going left? Is it going right? What's going on? Is it right after this crest of the hill? I'm going 70. Huh. Well, you're not really thinking about that if this is your first time riding a 1000cc bike. It's your first time in the mountains, or you're trying to keep up with your buddy. And this is why we talk on our Bluetooth systems, the Cardo Pack Talks, because then you can tell them, hey, slow down, dude. Or I can't keep up. It's okay. Let your ego die a little bit so that your bike doesn't die.
The cost limit.
or you. So right here, panicked a little bit. There's our buddy way up there. We can't navigate this corner because we couldn't prepare for it because that crest of the hill kind of gave us a problem. We're going too fast for what we're used to. We're not thinking about our ride. We're thinking about our buddy up ahead trying to catch up. This is Seven Lakes Drive, New York. Ooh, okay, interesting. Now our bike is destroyed. Now our bike's destroyed. I've had so many ego deaths in my life that it's okay. There's some grief involved because now you're having to grieve like your capabilities and kind of like who you used to be or who you want to be. But it gives you a good grounding reality of, oh, it's okay because it shows me I can learn this. I could do this. This is what I'm currently capable of. And it gives you confidence knowing that you're doing your best with what you got. I don't know. That's just me. Hopefully some of you guys can take away from that. Hopefully he can learn from this. That's what we learn from these videos, right?